All right, people. I got a great update here for AMD. I got a lot of great things to say, but I'm going to talk about the key facts. It's important. No sugarcoating anything. Just talking about the facts, people. So let's listen to this update. I'm going to try to talk about a lot of things. Let's talk about the key support here first, okay? I've been talking about this a long time. Don't forget AMD hasn't been able to confirm, but that's okay because the options are really looking good here. And this is getting closer and closer and closer to confirm. We're going to talk about the plan here, but look, talk about these key supports. I like some guessers out there saying, "Oh, AMD's wait for AMD to go to 10 and 8." They don't see the big picture. You don't want to listen to silly people like that. They stink and rink. What are they going to tell you when AMD is at 18 or 20? When that's guessing, right? And I've always stated that from many of my updates that AMD has key supports, and we've been holding. I mean, look at today. I talked about these key supports, and what did AMD do? It bounced up right back through. It was a temporary below one of the supports and just bounced the secondary support. There's three key supports here. And these supports, my opinion is AMD going to 10 would screw up phase 2. Okay, I believe that until AMD proves otherwise, AMD is setting up to test higher prices based on this new chip and all these new. I mean, they have an advantage of gaining market share. But let's not talk about the fundamentals. The technicals are what I specialize in, and I really like the technicals here still. Very solid. Again, this is an option trade. And you know what? We can make a lot of profits in that. That's what I want to demonstrate. But you know what? I always tell you people, confirmation is key. But anyways, as you can see, AMD's been holding the key supports. Then 1170 is another key support. Now, as long as these hold, I mean, this thing here is setting up for the phase 2. Let's talk about phase 1 now, people. But let's talk about phase 1 now, people. So AMD is set up to test 18 to 19, especially based on today's action. The April 21, 13, or 14 calls could be used here for some massive possible gains, people. Sometimes what you do is you get a confirmation and things don't fruition. But you know what? This is solid. Let's talk about the confirmation. And if we do confirm really well and do well, these targets are very, very possible, in my opinion. But confirmation is key. And stay tuned for updates on Power Trade on StockTwits on Twitter. I'll be explaining some key facts not present in the boxes, people. Yeah, so there's things I'm saying that you won't see in the boxes, but what's in the boxes are the key important numbers. Everything here, right, are key important numbers. Okay. The good news here, people, is what's the good news? Well, the good news now is if AMD can break up a 1410, on some strong action volume, that'd be a good sign. Okay. But strong action volume here, it's very important, people. It's going to show the power. It's 15 million on a 10-minute chart. Very important, as you can see. Because if not, people, I'm going to tell you some more good news. The resistance zones are changing, right? Where we need power through 1415 to 1470. Same thing. We need to see that if we don't get it, we need to see basing of 1410 and look for power through 1450 to 1470. Okay, but you know what? This is getting closer and closer and closer. And hopefully, I don't need to make any more updates in AMD. But between all my other updates, these numbers are coming down. Notice that? And from my prior update on Saturday, they've come down much lower based on the way we were able to bounce support. And my visionary lines are always adjusting. Sometimes we have to buy higher. It's always adjusting, and sometimes just things plain don't work out anymore. We just avoid it. But you know what? AMD, until those facts, right now AMD is getting closer and closer and closer to breaking out, people. Confirmation is key, and you know what? We might get it tomorrow. I say we might, because you know what? It's not up to me. It's up to the market. We, as options traders, if you want to make strong profits, and I'm going to show you why you can make strong profits and why the risk's low if you use confirmation to time the options, people. Let's get to the options, people. So now we talked about this confirmation zone. Again, I will say if this confirms or not by making comments on Power Trigger Trade on StockTwits and on Twitter. All right, let's go take a look at the options, people. All right, people, it's March 27. AMD closed at 1370. And here I have up the April 21 to 2017 calls. Let's take a look at talk about the 13 calls. Now look at 13 calls are trading at, I want to document this here, 13 calls are trading at 122 to 127, and these could be used now. Now these are nice and cheap. Now imagine you're really in the money with the 13 calls. Okay, good trading happened, and there's some good open interest in this. Then the sweet spot, 14 calls could confirm it at less than $1. I have to laugh about this because now think about this. If you buy these options, you buy 10 options, okay, of AMD. I want to explain this to some people, and that costs you about $1,000. But AMD, those options double. You've doubled your money, and if they double in less than 3 or 4 days, you've just doubled your money. 1,000 turns to 2,000. Of course, if it goes to 200%, goes to $3, there's your 300% gains, and so on and so forth. And here we have these options documented right now at 74 cents. Look at the tight spread. Even the 13 calls, nice tight spread. More trading happened. This is the sweet spot. Now, these are the ones, these are the two that I recommend. Neither the 13 or the 14 calls for AMD. If, again, people, if AMD can confirm. All right, people. All right, people. If you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Power Target Trade. See the center of Power Target Trade? It's going to appear here at the end of the video. Simply click on it, and it's going to give you an easy way to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Power Target Trades. I suggest you subscribe and check for daily updates. Confirmation is key, people. Study the videos, people. You know, people, like I've been saying about AMD, it's looking better and better and better, people. I really like today's action, but you know what? What I really like to see this do is confirm the proper way. It hasn't been able to confirm. I've made multiple updates. I stated my bullish stance on AMD. I still like AMD, but you know what? AMD needs to show us the power still, people. Listen carefully to the video because AMD could be stuck in the chop zone if we cannot confirm. Anyways, check out my win plan. Check out my other plans as well, people. We look for confirmation when things don't confirm. I also make comments on Power Trigger Trade on StockTwits on Twitter if things confirm, right? So you should be following me on Power Trigger Trade on StockTwits and on Twitter, one of the two. Again, this will give you to my link over here. That's my website. Check it out. A lot of great documented videos, people. It's not just AMD that I do. I do great option plans for a lot of stocks that I think that are when they're set up, right. The key is they've got to confirm, people. Look, at anybody wants to make up things and promise you the world. They're doing you a disservice. What I do is I tell you the facts. We look for confirmation. You know what? We take action. We have a plan of action. We take it. Okay, I don't guess. I'm not going to assume that AMD is going to go to 10. That's not what I want. I'm not interested in it. In fact, if AMD was to go to 10, I wouldn't be so interested in it anymore. Let me put it to you that way. What I am interested in is that AMD breaks out properly, and as long as it holds key supports, that's the plan for AMD. The money is to the upside and not to the downside in AMD. It's been a super winner throughout the year, throughout last year and this year. And it continues to remain in a bullish, what I call a bullish chop zone, setting up for higher prices. There you have a great update, people. Don't forget to subscribe. See the center of Power Trade is going to appear over here. Make sure you click on it and subscribe. Thanks for listening. Like the video.